All right, so here we go. What is going on? But why? So you can see me here, and we're going to talk. Okay, so mute. Hello. Nice. Well, we're just all about learning curves today, aren't we? Note to self and to you, when you're doing a live cast, even though you're talking into this microphone, be careful of the ones on your phone and laptop and whatever else you may be using, because clearly it made noise. So, good evening. Welcome to the Mario Ficini Show. I am your host, Mario Ficini, and I wanted to talk to you about pushing the limits. As entrepreneurs, we are constantly going, should we go after this? Should we not go after it? You know, whatever the case may be. So, before I get too far into this, put into the comments section right here what your business is and something you've went after, like a big goal of yours. What is a big goal of? And we're going to do an audio and video check. Is there no sound, or is it just my phone? Thank you for that, Stephanie. I have no idea. It was working on here. Let me check. Can we get an audio and video check? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Did I mute the thing I wasn't supposed to? It seems to be working. It may just be your phone. I hope that's the case. Not because I don't want you to hear it, but I don't want to restart this. And if you just refresh, it could be the memory. Sometimes when stuff doesn't work on mine, I just close out all the... Can we get an audio and video check? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Close down all the stuff on your phone, restart it if need be. It might just be the memory. I know that when I'm doing stuff on the phone, you might answer text over here and a Facebook over here and an email. And before you know it, you've got 5 or 10 things open. It's no different than a computer in the sense that it's taking up memory, and it may have been something you did 20 minutes ago or 3 hours ago. I've had as many as 30 things open, and I didn't even realize it. So if you ever experience issues on your tablet devices or computers in general, always, always, always check the memory. Is that better? Yeah, now I don't feel like I'm talking down. All right. So one of the things when I started building computers, this is a total sidebar, by the way. If anyone else wants to do audio and video check, I would appreciate it. I think we're good on the sound. The video seems to be working, but as always, I always like to ask, can you hear me and can you see me? How does it look? How do I sound? I have done these, not realizing the audio is not working. And then on the replay 4 hours later, I realized I was talking to myself for 20 minutes. And I don't mind that. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with it. The bigger issue is I'm here to serve you, and you can't get any benefit if you can't hear me. So, is this thing on? It was on my heart because 1 year ago, where is it? 1 year ago, this week exactly, well, I had already started promoting my book launch event, but I was writing, true story to be told, I didn't even start working on this until 2 days from now, the night before Thanksgiving. And if I'm really being honest with you, it was a half-hearted attempt. I was on the phone with a book printer, and I didn't really want to write it. I was having an event in 2 or 3 weeks. I figured it probably would be good to, have a book for the book launch event. But truthfully, I didn't want to write it. I just wanted to go in the hot tub, play games, and not write it. So Wednesday, I think I took a crack at it, and I don't know if I wrote all of chapter 1 or probably half of it. It wasn't much. And then Thursday was Thanksgiving. And then Black Friday was Friday. And then Saturday, oh, shoot. Let's do it on the fly. Why not? We're just in fast action implementation mode. So Friday was Black Friday. Saturday, there was events, all kinds of family stuff. And I had to get this book out. And if I take a look at the calendar here, yeah, exactly. 2 weeks before the event, I started writing it. And I needed to have it to the printer by Monday, 5 days from now, 6 days from now. So I was thinking about it on my drive home today. And I was like, wow, did I really do that? I just thought it like hit me. I was like, did I really do that? Because there's times in business where you might go, I'm not fully prepared, but I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to take a shot on goal. At least that's what I've done in the past. And I love Richard Branson's quote. He says, entrepreneurs are the ones who jump off a cliff and build an airplane on the way down, So what are you thinking about doing? Because I'm feeling two different types of people right now. One is, yay, it's the holidays. And that's me, because I love my family and I love the holidays. And everyone's kind of shutting down. And there's another group, also me, and I hope you, that they're going, hey, we still got 6 weeks left. We still got 8 weeks left. We have whatever time is left. We still have all of December, and we still have, some time in November. So I thought about it. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? Thank you for letting Stephanie and I know. Ryan says, I got sound, Stephanie. Very good. Appreciate it. Good to have you here. You keeping Callie warm for me? So when I was writing the book, I go, some people going, you don't even have it written yet? And I could tell by the way they were asking me that they were freaked out, and I wasn't. So I'm having my event in 2 weeks. I don't even have the book written yet. And they're like, you don't have it written? And I go, written? It's not printed either. Just egg them on a little bit, because they were freaked out because it wasn't written. And I'm thinking written doesn't mean anything. You still need to get it printed. It's not an ebook. It's hardcover, which takes more time than even soft cover. But I knew I'd get it done. And I was thinking about it, and I was going, how do you determine, how do you discern? When do you push the limits and when do you relax? Do you believe in work-life balance? I'm going to type that in. Actually, I'm going to copy and paste this. Don't make life harder than it needs to be, folks. And I clearly typed that in, but I could have also grabbed that from the other page. However, it'd probably take me just as long to go to the other screen, copy and paste it, as it would to type it. So don't be afraid to do some work either. And yeah, we can see it. It's in front of it. When do you push the limits and when do you relax? Do you believe in work-life balance? And I'm bringing this up this week because we got the turkey gobble 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 going on. It's Thanksgiving time. I guess this won't be evergreen, but Thanksgiving is in a few days from now. So last year, that's what I was doing. I wrote my book Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I say in about 4.5 days, because I truthfully didn't do much on Thanksgiving either. So I really did. And then I had events going for fun Friday. I mainly did it over the weekend, and I had it to the printer Monday morning. So that's why I love talking about multiplication by subtraction, how to leverage your time, because my first book took me 2.5 months. My second one took me a day, and this one took me 4. I say 4.5. I think it sounds more interesting. It was technically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 5, but I wasn't doing stuff for like 2 of them. Holly, how are you? Let's see this. Where's my screen at? So that's live there. Why isn't this bigger? Everyone who's helping me produce this, where's the button for the screen? Oh, okay. No one. Great. You know what? I'm just going to go to the page. Oh, your comment's right here. I feel like I don't know how to relax. I am always pushing my own limits in many aspects of my life. I can totally relate to that. And I need to mute that. There we go. Now I can see it as you guys see it. It's good to have you, Holly. That's a great question, too. I feel like I don't know how to relax. So share whatever you want. Okay. However, I'm not forcing you to say anything publicly. If you want to send me a private message, I can totally respect that. But you feel like you don't know how to relax. What is this for business? Is it for personal? Let me ask you this, Holly. Do you feel guilty when you relax? That was something I used to deal with. Like, oh no, I'm not doing something. I'm not ambitious, because I talk about being an entrepreneur and being ambitious. And then I try to relax and it was like, maybe I should be doing something. The wealthiest and smartest and kindest and most intelligent people that I personally learn from, some of them I'm blessed that I can be around them. Others, I've paid a lot of money for coaching. Everyone that is very, very well off, 7-figure income a year, and a lot of high 6-figure income earners a year, they try to take off as much time as possible, truthfully. Okay. And I have a resource. You do feel guilty. Okay. I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly how you're feeling. That's why I brought it up. So my question would be, what is it for? Is it personal or business? And I actually have a resource from someone I learned from, Dan Sullivan, and he takes his time and blocks it down to focus days, buffer days, and free days. Okay. And I love this setup because focus day, all you do is focus. Whatever you want to accomplish, you do. Free day, guess what free day is? You do whatever you want and don't do anything business related at all. I don't mean, oh, I took the day off from client meetings, but I'm still going to answer and check email. Nope. 24-hour period, you don't check any of it. And a lot of people talk, oh, I had 184 last year. I had 192, 232. Those are the free days off completely. Buffer days are in between. I use those to prep. Like today was a big day. I was doing stuff with the Rotary Club. We helped out the youth assistants, getting turkeys for families in need. And I did a little bit of business stuff beforehand. It was a busy day. It was an active day. And I'm still going. That's why I decided to do this later on, because I'm in a win streak, and this is definitely a focus. But there's other days I might just cancel everything and condense it down to like a Tuesday and Wednesday. You don't need to wait until the weekend or holiday to have time off. I assure you of that. So if you want to, let me check here. Did you send it private? No. Holly, I'm always pushing my own limits in many aspects of my life. Could you elaborate on that for me, please? Someone calling? No. Okay. So who else do we have here? Who else has a goal? So I was talking about when I was writing my book last year, in 5 days, hardcover, I was a little confident because, well, I've done it before and I help people do it constantly. It's a fun thing to do. But I had my live event 2 weeks away. It's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas. And I know people that said, and here's where I'm going at. I'm not picking on any one person, but the mindset. It's like November starts and everyone goes, oh, it's holiday season. I'm just going to shut my brain off till New Year's. Don't. I'm also not saying avoid your family, because I know some people that are so entrenched, enthralled. Yeah, entrenched is a word, whatever. They spend so much time working. They totally, in my opinion, and with all due respect, miss the freaking point. And I've said that for years. All work and no play equals missing the point. Why? You're doing all this stuff right now so you can have a better life in the future. Well, when do you discern when is the future? Because right now I am living my dream from 3 years ago. And 10 years ago, and 15 years ago. Do I have more? Absolutely. But don't be so focused on the future. And this straight up was another issue of mine. I was so focused on, I'm doing this, I'm doing this for you in the future. And I'd look back and go, well, what did I do today? But it's very easy also to go, I'm so focused on today, I'm not planning for a future. So this is, I guess, I've said crazier stuff on here, but okay, I'm just going to shout out a little bit because this thing is not. Thank you for the comments, Holly, Ryan, and Stephanie. Now I'm seeing Gabriella and Oliver also that are here, and I see other people that aren't showing up. So thank you all for joining. Please put comments in, and it looks like I need to start having my other screen open because it's catching stuff that this isn't. And Ryan has one here too. Stoked to see you rocking it, Mario. Thank you, Ryan. I love watching yours as well. So, what's the word? Controversial. I've said some stuff on here, and I frankly don't care. I actually was thinking about something. I was talking to myself earlier for a comedy skit I'm working on. And I saw something, and it was like, had to do with, do you want to hear a politically correct joke? And I was thinking, no, who does? Because they're stupid, boring, and dumb. So many people are concerned with saying the right or wrong thing. It's like, well, why don't you just tell me what you're thinking and is on your heart? Because chances are we're not going to agree anyway. Maybe we do. But what if I say something you don't like, am I going to change everything I believe and think about? No. Neither would you, nor should you. So, if this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, you kind of know what I'm about. But I consider this, pretend we're just like having dinner right now and we're around the table and we're close friends. That's how I treat everyone, truthfully, because I don't like to be surfacey and just, oh, hi, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Oh, where'd you go to school? What's the weather like? No one cares. If I get one chance to make an impression on your life, I literally want to know, what can I do to help you? How soon and how quick? Because if that's the only chance in the rest of my life, I don't want to have wasted it. So say whatever you want. If I disagree, I'll just, oh, here it is. And here's two more. Wow. Okay. We're going to, can I thumbs up those? I see Ryan and Holly put really good. We'll just highlight them. To finish the thought, share whatever you want with me. I'm safe, and everyone around me is safe. And if they're not, they won't be around me for long. That's my standard. So let's continue. Ryan says, now I just got to look at this because I am used to seeing this over here. Oh, it's because I'm using TalkShow. It used to be full screen and I could read this bigger. Bear with me. Here we go. But now I'm not looking at the camera. Add a photo, one guest available, bring the desktop screen. Here we go. I made a big life decision recently, and I basically have 10 weeks to start making money. I throw world-class events, but they are not very profitable. No matter what I do, I can't seem to make money. I have a killer product and a solid following. I feel like I have some kind of weird money block. Ryan, thank you for being open and honest. Thank you for being open and honest. First off, not everyone can share that, and you're already ahead of the curve because the fact that you can communicate that and identify, all you have to do is fix it now. So you have 10 weeks. That's great. Deadline. You throw world-class events. So here's what I'm reading in this. And you do throw world-class events. Can you help someone throw another? Can you find someone, or do you know someone? And then I'm willing to believe, because I know your network in our circles and they overlap. I know there's someone, especially this time of year, who can you help throw a world-class event, because not everyone can. And then tell them how much you're going to charge for it. So my question with this would be, you have 10 weeks to make some money. How much? What is the revenue goal? I always ask my clients that in my 8-week training. What is the revenue goal? Because when I help people launch their book, it's not just to get the book done. It's to make serious money and have training and a lot of stuff behind it. And if you don't know your numbers, it's like driving a car without a speedometer. Where are you going? How can you gauge it? How can you track it? You have no clue. So the fact that you know it, what is the revenue goal? Dollars. $5,000, 10 grand, 50 grand, where we're going. We got 10 weeks. What does it break down to? No matter what I do, I can't seem to make money. I'm going to put this in here. It's a book called Hung by the Tongue. Hung by the Tongue. This is not an affiliate link, and even if it was, you should be happy I'm telling you the secret. But for the weirdo people that are all legalese, disclaimer, blah, blah, blah. The book is called Hung by the Tongue. First off, I would advise watch what you're saying. And I know you may have just done this, did it, because I asked, and I appreciate you for that, but it still could be worded a different way and still convey the message. Comment. Here we go. The book is called Hung by the Tongue, and I read it years ago, and it is fantastic. It's about words and how you speak, and you can say, one of the things I say is, I have so much money in so many bank accounts, I have to go to the bank again. And that stems from my first business when I was doing lawns in high school and middle school. And I really, really, really wished, looking back, I never said this, because it absolutely spilled over. This was 15, 20 years ago. This spilled over 10 years ago. Since then, I've vigorously watched what I've said. I used to pick up so much money from clients in cash. I used to call the bank a nuisance. I would call my friend Scott from high school, and we'd go to the movies, we'd go have fun, go get food, and well, it was good because he lived right across it. In Holly, it's the Huntington on Bridgeview, because I know you know where I'm talking about, and we went to high school together. But I would say we got to swing by the nuisance real quick. Oh, I got to go to the nuisance. And I was just joking. I like to dramatize and joke about stuff. Don't joke about this. And I would say, oh, I got to go to the nuisance. I would, in my mind, I started thinking the bank was a nuisance. What a freaking blessing. And I'm ruining it by saying the wrong thing. And it's because literally I'd have to go to the bank 3-4 times a week. So after a while of hearing that, it stopped being a blessing. Then when I realized what it was, I started switching it around again. So now I have so much money in so many bank accounts, I have to go to the bank again and be joyous about it, giving good cheer. So that, I would say, is the best thing you can do. And it's also free. Notice I'm not saying go spend $50,000 to go make 60. Some of these things is just focus. Can't seem to make money. I have a killer product and solid following. So what I'm hearing is you have a lot of assets, most don't, and you need to tweak a little bit. You have 3 very big assets, and I know you do, that take time. Some people just think they can throw money and solve a problem. I love doing it. Absolutely. If you have the opportunity, don't waste your time. However, building a following, building a product, and having a skill set, those are something you need time. You're not going to overnight that. And I used to go, oh, it's not fair and all that, but now I praise God it's not that easy, because everyone would. And I'm very thankful for meeting people like you, because I stuck with my business back when everyone told me it wasn't going to work. And even, oh my God, not going on a tangent, but I will tell you right now that even last week someone said something, and I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Like maybe 15 years ago I'd say it, but now I've learned to take the negative and turn it into a strength. If you're going to say something negative and stupid, I might want to wring your throat or punch you or something, but then make you feel better because I do care. But it just fires me up. So thanks, _. And I'm not going to say who it is, but I was like, wow. It had to do with, never mind. I feel like I have some kind of weird money block. And let's see. Positive things. Okay, there's a lot more comments coming in. I got to catch up with these. I feel like I have some kind of weird. Ryan, everyone has an emotional attachment for money. I'm not going to act like I have all the answers, but I will tell you all. The book will help and change your viewpoints on it. If I were to ask you more personal stuff, how it stemmed from. Has this always been the case? Is it something recently? Here's the deal. I can ask you more pointed questions, and feel free to share whatever you want, even if you want to send me a private message. I could help you discern where it stems from, but it doesn't matter at the same time. So I don't want you to think like, well, I need to do this and then get the answer before I can switch it. Use your words. You have to reframe how you think about it. So I would change this whole thing as, I'm excited. I started can you see my hand? As if it matters. I made this decision I'm excited about, and I have 10 weeks. I'm so excited to hit my revenue goal before the end of the year and go into 2018 with momentum. I used to, no, don't even say that, events. I'm thankful I can bless people, helping them throw big events, and I can't wait to throw my next one. The products and following I've built up are an asset, and I can't wait to help the next person and get rewarded for it. Flip everything you said in, that's why I love text and doing this. Flip everything you said in here to a positive and then grind it in there and just say it. Maybe even make a recording of yourself saying it, even if you can only do it once, and then play that back. Because hearing your voice saying it is no different than the stupid thoughts that go through our head. Holly, it is supposed to be a holiday break, yet I have multiple work things to do: grading papers, recording audio exams for my special needs students, nominations for National Honor Society, the life of a teacher. But I will have to do these things while with family, because I have a roller derby tourney this weekend. That is awesome. And did you put this in twice? Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Pause. Okay, cool. So I want to make sure I'm not skipping nothing here. So Holly, tell your family I said hi, and I hope you do have a fun time with them. And as far as the grading papers, recording audio exams, have you written this down? Have you written it down, like taken a sheet of paper and say, I have to do grading papers, recording audio exams, nominations, this and that? Have you written it down? I'll look for your comment over here. But I remember doing a similar exercise, again, with clients, and actually some non-clients as well, because if someone needs help, I like to help them. I'm not going to, not. But generally, it's for business stuff. However, the exercise is the same. Write down everything you need to do, okay? And someone goes, oh, great. Make a grocery list. Nice advice there, Sharpo. Add a time value to it. Add a time value to it. How long are the grading papers going to take? How long is the roller derby tourney going to take? Audio exams, the National Honor Society. In our minds, right now, I can sense your overwhelm. So you're probably going, oh, I need all this time. Again, when I was doing this last year, every time I help people publish their book to attract clients and work on their training program, same thing happens. Boom, boom, boom. We have all these things to do. How long is it going to take? Oh, it sounds overwhelming. Yeah, everything sounds overwhelming until you break it down and go, grading papers. Let's see if you commented. I want you to, because I want to give you the most accurate info. I don't want to assume grading papers takes 2 hours, but I don't know if it takes 20. Either way, whatever you think it's going to take, make a game and set a timer. You can probably do it quicker than you thought, truthfully. Now, this is where I would say, who do you have on your staff and team that could help assist you? I know if you're the teacher, I don't know the legality. I'm sure you have to do it, but nominations, grading papers. Here's the deal. Who can help you with any of this? Grading papers, recording audio exams, nominations for NHS. Is there anyone that let's say 1 hour for here, 5 hours for here, and 8 over here. I don't know. Let's say you have 15 hours work. Do you believe you can cut off 2 or 3 just by focusing, maybe 5, or finding a faster way to do it? I don't know. I need some more info, because I guess I have students and I am a teacher, but it's in a business capacity, so everything is set up I could tell you how to leverage it in a heartbeat, but I don't want you breaking any rules or anything you're not supposed to. But the answer is get help with it if possible. Or, and here's the deal. Do you have, this is fun. This is fun. So Holly, no one can help me. Thank you. So I asked Holly, okay, here's the deal. And why isn't it showing up here? I need to email him. There's something going on with this. So Holly, do you have other teacher friends? Maybe all of you get together at one of your houses and have a party, a grading the papers party. Now, if you happen to have food and, let's say some water there or whatever else, like milk to drink, maybe you can't help. Maybe someone else can't help you that's not a teacher, but even if there is some legal stipulation, I can't imagine the teachers talking about teacher stuff as if you're in the teacher's lounge. Maybe you all grade the papers together and you all help nominate together. Recording the audio exams. Tell me more about that, because this microphone I'm speaking into now, I have this one and another one, and it's how I recorded in my 3-disc audio program. There's things you can do to speed that up, I know of, because that's similar to what I've done. You can record it, but you can have someone edit it. That I do know. Grading won't happen if you get a bunch of teachers together, but that's a good suggestion. How can you leverage your time? At least 2 or 3 friends, even if they're just hanging out to flow ideas. Because I know if I'm in a room of people, it's a blast. However, I can focus during it. If I'm left to my own devices, like I said when I started writing this last year, I started last Wednesday, 2 nights from now. I didn't do much. I wanted to just not do it. But then every day that went by, I was like, I gotta get this thing printed because the party's in 2 weeks. If you're around it, you will all play off of each other. And at the very least, set a timer, use a kitchen timer if need be. If you think grading papers is going to take you 3 hours, set a goal to do it in 2.5. Oh, I don't know if it's possible. Give it a shot. Totally focus. Go all in. So it took 2 hours and 40 minutes. It still didn't take you 3 hours, which realistically would have spilled over to 4. So that's the one thing. Every time, I've never written a book full through, I set a goal of doing a chapter at a time, because the thoughts, you can build on them, and each chapter has a natural break. So if I know I can only write a paragraph, I might brainstorm, but I don't trick myself into thinking, well, if I can just get through half the chapter, I need the thoughts to flow. If I know I can only do a page or 2, I'll chalk it up for brainstorming, so that way I don't feel like I'm piecemealing each one. And then if I have 45 minutes or an hour, I'll go, all right, I'm going to focus. And truthfully, some of them I cranked out. I mean, I wrote the whole thing in 5 days. It's 105 or 10 pages. And here's the thing. Once you start going, you keep going. The real trick, the highest leverage point, is just getting into the zone like that. Once you do, it goes to work for you. Great question, Holly. Holly says, what is in 10 weeks, Ryan? Yes, I'm still waiting on the answer too. I'm checking over here. This is great. Latresa, how are you? Long time. Thank you for that. Hey, share with us your goals. Share with us your goals. This was hung by the tongue. Positive thinking is the key to true happiness. Absolutely. No one can help me. Well, we need to restructure the school system so people can help you, so you can focus on serving your students at a higher degree, and not dealing with all the stress that goes behind the scenes. True story. That might take more than a day. Okay, so Gabriella, welcome. Cousin Bob, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving. Larry, welcome. Leon, Maureen, Kathy. We got a party here, folks. Absolutely. And then Holly, where's your comment? I need to pop it up here, but it's only showing here right now. No one can help me. If I refresh this, am I going to kill the camera? Well, I'll see when it pops up. But Holly says, our next note is from our caller, and she writes, audio exams. I created multiple choice questions. Those exams must be read orally and recorded by myself for students with reading accommodations. It sounds like you're making an audio book. I know you're not, but as far as the work involved, I created multiple choice questions. Those exams must be read orally and recorded. Absolutely. It's exactly what I did for my audio program that we turned into a CD audio program, whatever you want to call it, 8-track, cassette, whatever it is nowadays. I agree. Once I get in the zone, I usually do well. Suggestions to get in the zone. Personally, yeah. Set a goal, get a kitchen timer. It's one of my favorite features of the smartwatch. Like, it's cool. You can answer phones and it tracks heartbeat. I use the stopwatch all the time, even if I'm just buzzing up to Kroger, where I was earlier. Because that's another thing. Oh, I got to get groceries. Well, that could be 5 minutes or 5 hours, depending. If you set a goal and write your intention out, that's actually another one. Write down. So Holly, talk to me about this, the audio. Once I get in the zone and I do well. So out of the 3 things you mentioned, what is the biggest one you need to get off your list? What would be an easy win that you could do? What is going to take the least, and what is the big rock boulder you need to move and you'll feel great? Sparky, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, we're talking about when you push the limits and when do you relax. So with that, I love pushing the limits, but there are some people that I think have no ambition and they never push for anything. I don't agree with that. But there's other people I found in business. I don't want to say workaholics because that sounds like something bad. And I know every single person I know, it's a deeper rooted emotional scar from earlier in life. Their coping mechanism is, I'm just going to tune out the world. Now, they could go drink, they could do drugs, they could do killing, they could do a myriad of things. So if they want to be ultra successful and work nonstop 24 hours a day, God bless them. It's at least productive, and I've heard some stories, and the people are changing the world literally. However, I plan on having a family and kids. I love my family. I love my friends. I like having a life. So I find ways to be ambitious, but not have to take 100 hours to do something you could do in, let's say, 10. And truthfully, the 10, I'd figure out how to outsource about 8 of it, get help with 1 to 1.5, and go, okay, what is absolutely imperative that I do? Writing a book, you're not going to outsource it. And I've actually strengthened my position on that because I know there's a thing called ghostwriting. If you're doing it for your business and your company, and if you can't take 5 hours to care enough about your future, don't fake it. Don't fake it. Same thing with the audiobook. I've got mixed feelings on that. What I'm going to teach for my class and training is do it yourself. Again, if you can't commit to 5 or 10 hours of doing it right, there's a time and place for having your staff and team do stuff, but you ultimately have to take responsibility. Oh, that would be a good time to bring this up. I have a new checklist. Where is it? Agenda. Are you the expert? Here. If you want a complimentary report, I have a new checklist. And one of those bullet points is, do you take responsibility for your business and realize that your livelihood and your future is ultimately dependent on you and you don't blame others? Because I run into a lot of people that go, I wrote a book. It's an ebook. It's not us. You can't hand it to them, and it's not a hardcover. If it's a hardcover or soft cover, it doesn't matter. I have both. The other one's over there. But I run into a lot of people say, oh, I'm an author, blah, blah, blah. It's basically a PDF. They never took the time and foresight to send the PDF to the printer. It's like 20 minutes extra work. So that tells me a lot more about them than their knowledge. So that's why I put it on the list. There's also 21 other things on there. There's actually 20 other things, 21 in total, that if you go through there, download it, get it, download it now, and put some questions in there because I want to see what you think of it. Someone put "I will" in the comments below and tell me you're going to do that so you can. I made it to help you with your business. So someone put "I will" in the comments below, and then I'll check before I leave here with that to see what you think of it. So let's see if these came in now. Holly, I do love my why? So why is that one showing up? Software, no one can help me. Here we go. Holly says, I got to make this bigger. Yeah, I'm going to figure out how to get this on the bigger screen here. Here we go. I do love my Post-it notes and list. I'll write things on the list just to check them off. Oh, so that's your personality for grading stuff. Holly, have you ever heard of Aquanotes? Aquanotes. Where's my agenda thing? Close. Where can I put the notes? I don't want to delete it. Crap. I think I can only pull it up once. Oh well. Aquanotes. Show comment. Have you heard of Aquanotes? They are freaking awesome. They're waterproof notes that you can make a to-do list and intentions and use it for self-talk in the morning in the shower. And it works very effectively. When you have your best ideas, you can actually, they're waterproof notes. I've also used them on the Wave Runner before. Grading is a long process. I get a stack done and there's another one waiting. How can we leverage that? Grading is a long process. So, Holly, tell me the time. How long does grading all this stuff take? If you write an intention down and then put a time goal with it and then turn it into a game and have fun and say, okay, 4 hours, see if you can do it in 3 or 3.5. The natural, because you were asking, how can you, once you get on a roll, you get into the zone. Once you tell your brain, here's what I'm going to do, here's how I want to do it, you're naturally going to do it faster and more effectively. When you're just, there's times, like when I focus to write the book, there's times I can write and just focus and I'll crank out a chapter in a half hour, maybe even 2 in an hour or so. And there's other times I go, oh, I'm going to work on an email. 2.5 hours later, and like I have the screen open. I may have finished a movie in the meantime, but it wasn't a high priority and I wasn't intentionally focused on it. So it just, I'm working on it. And that's another thing, because no matter what you're working on, business or personal, there's many times it's just like, oh, I got a whole day. Well, I don't like doing boring stuff, even for 5 minutes. So when people tell me like, oh, what are you doing this Friday or Saturday? You know, holiday weekend, time with family, extra people are in town. Oh, I got to do all these errands. Why wouldn't you do them now when you can spend the better quality time with the limited occurrences with the people you care about? So I'm always shifting puzzle pieces around, if you will, to find a more effective way to do it. So Post-it notes are great in lists. I do have a solution for that. So Holly, talk to me about the Post-it notes and lists. Do you always use Post-it notes and lists, or have you ever considered using anything in your phone? Because I used to use Post-its all the time for my first 5 clients. And then when I went from 5 to 10, I was like, huh. And then 10 to 20, I went, yeah, this isn't going to work. And then after 100, 150, I was like, I am so glad I got, it's a software called Basecamp. And it may help you organize all the stuff. I use it for business and personal. I originally got it for business. And then I realized it was so effective and versatile. I have made actual grocery list in it before, because it tracks everything you can do. You can put videos, you can put files. It may actually, if you could get your school board to get an account for all of you, it might actually really make everything better for everyone, truthfully. It's a project collaboration tool. So where's the button for me to show? Oh, I found the on-screen button update. Basecamp. Here we go. So I found where I can make quick little comments on here. Get you the website. Oh, they got the real one now, huh? Someone else used to own it for for hiking or whatever. Yeah. Here we go. Show. Basecamp.com. Yeah. You can get a 30-day trial. Even if it's just for you, I'd recommend it. I used it before I had a large team, and it comes in very, very effectively when you have multiple projects. So you could count one project as roller derby, one as students, one as personal, and that's how I broke it down. And then it checks them off. You can set reminders. There's a whole slew. I can tell you more about that specifically. So this is good. This is good. So do you push the limits, and when do you relax? If you're just joining, welcome. We're talking about, should you push the limits or should you relax? And I was telling a story of when I wrote a story. I wrote this 1 year ago, 2 days from now, in 5 days. So I want to ask you, put in the comments below, I'm asking you, and then you comment yes or no. Have you ever considered writing a book? Yes or no. Comment below. Some people say yes. Some people say no. Some people say, I've thought about it, but it seems so difficult. Once you learn some of these things that we're talking about here, everything becomes more simplistic, including writing a book, including doing video, audio training programs, all this stuff. The biggest thought is just focusing and getting your information out. That is best used when you're able to have a conversation with someone or a group of people, a mastermind, brainstorming. When you're trying to do it on your own, we get distracted, and all the crap that comes up during the day, whether we're afraid of it or not, oh, I got to do this. We start going over a mental calendar. We just get distracted. We all do. There's been times where I'm freaked out about stuff and I don't get done what I need to. There's other times when I'm in happy land and I'm mainly creating movie scripts and comedian stand-up comedy scripts. It's happy land, happy time. But the end result is I'm not focused and the stuff still doesn't get done. Now, I'll take one over the other, but you still have to know, hey, I'm going to set a time. Oh, Holly, you asked another way. Put your phone on airplane mode. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in here too, because that's another secret of mine. Put your phone in airplane mode. Focus tab. Show. Can I add a smiley? Oh, I only get one shot. Okay. So that's the difference. I hope that's a happy smiley. It didn't even work. Cool. Yeah, so who says you need to be on a plane to use airplane mode? Text won't come through, messages won't come through, emails won't come through, unless you are a doctor. I was going to say, or the president. But, yeah. I'd say unless someone's life is on the line in your hands, you're probably ready for them with the on-call at an emergency thing. Like you're in the hospital waiting for them to come in, or maybe they're already there. And in that instance, I don't know why you would be trying to write your memoirs. But if that's the case, put your phone in airplane mode because you have more important things to focus on. Now, when you're off duty, what do you call it for civilian? A doctor would not be military unless they're an army medic. Whatever. When you're not at work, then you can go into focus mode. And you might argue, I'm on call. So do it on a day when you're not on call. I get it. Or maybe just put it under a pillow or put a special ringtone. There's different things you can do. Or maybe have a friend. Maybe it's not business. Maybe have a friend say, if this thing rings, run in this room and get me. Open the door and knock on it. But what it's going to do is remove you mentally from being concerned about it because you have someone else taking it over. Like when someone cooks you dinner or someone else goes shopping or you're at a hotel and you know there's room service. You're not concerned about the stuff. It's just the big thing is what's your mindset with it. If you can train yourself to focus no matter what, that's like the ultimate cool. But putting your phone in airplane mode is it's very effective. It's very effective. When I first started doing these live casts, I was learning how to do it. So very frequently I would put it into airplane mode because right now you're my priority. I'm here to serve you, to help you. Someone shoots me an email. I don't generally do business at night or on the weekends. So unless I'm at a conference and it's dealing with something about speaking tomorrow morning, it's probably not that urgent. Like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour later. What's one thing that the life would be over if 55 minutes from now you got back to someone instead of 5 seconds later? Again, short of being a brain surgeon and someone's in the ER, and again, I don't know why you'd be doing something, but the point is everyone elevates every single thing they do in their life to a priority of, oh, I can't do this because I got that. Like, I can't come to the thing to make someone's life better because I have a hair appointment. Or I can't make it to Thanksgiving today because, there's this big thing going on at work. Okay. If you're more concerned with work than your family, then just tell them you're not showing up and they probably won't see you for a year or two. Just be honest with it, but don't get their hopes up. Here's the thing with Thanksgiving and Christmas. You knew they were coming up. If you can't figure out how to do it in 364 days of the year, 168 hours a week, 96 opportunities a day to have block 15 time, where you focus for 15 minutes. 15. I didn't say all day. 15 minutes. I've probably used at least 2 of them during this broadcast. Maybe 3, could be 4. Don't matter, don't care. I'm here to help you. But if you can't figure out how to do it in 364 days and you think Thanksgiving or Christmas, you're just going to pull everything together, the problem is you. You had all year to do better. Take the time off. Take it off. You still have Black Friday and all weekend. If it's something business related, like nothing's going to die by Monday. Like just crazy. Peggy, yes. Welcome. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Jason, and your family. Yes, airplane mode is good for when you're driving. It could be, yeah. If you have someone in the car and you want to focus, yeah, I wouldn't take calls either. I can't say I'd do it all the time because you might have to do a live cast while you're on 696. Or I will say this, Peggy, because I know you remember this instance of when you and Jason saw me back in the day and I didn't see you and you told me at the meeting. If you need to focus on driving, I would have not been live streaming during that part. But yes, car mounts are good, and I probably should get one. Good. Scott, hello. How are you? All right. So we got more people joining, more comments, half of them showing up here, half of them showing up there. Merry Christmas. Oh, yeah, I need to do this. So the other point I have on my to-do list here is about, would this thing just close? Why is this Pinterest button on here? I don't want to save it. I really don't. Oh, exit. So here's the deal. This is a special week for me. Like I was saying earlier, I wrote this book 1 year ago, 2 days from now. Now that was last year, 2016. This week is also the 3-year anniversary of the first time I did a webinar. So I was talking about, when do you push the limits and when do you relax? Do you believe in a work-life balance? And the actual reason that sprawled me on this was because of the webinar. So I had been contemplating for a few months, August, September, October, and this really isn't the beginning of the month. August, September, October, and a good friend of mine. It took me months of, I don't want to say convincing, but it was persuading, absolutely, influencing. I was scared to death to do this, if you can believe this. Because this basically is a webinar for all intents and purposes. When you say, well, I'm going to do a live cast, I'm going to do a webinar, there's really not much of a difference other than this is on Facebook and it's free. Oh, shoot. I should have been on Periscope also. That's one of my goals, too, to simulcast it. But I have the webinar screen here, and I did it on Black Friday. So when people say, should I do it now? Should I wait? There's someone that reached out to me from high school also. They're thinking about writing a book. And I said, awesome, congrats. When is your launch date? I always like to know people's launch date. 1, so I can help them promote it. And 2, make sure they have one, because some people say I'm writing a book. Great. What's your launch date? Sometime this year? Nope. Not going to happen. December 28th? Absolutely. January 31st, New Year's Eve. Hey, should I launch my new book on January 31st? Some people will probably tell you no, but don't listen to them. I launched this one December 28th, 2012. My goal was to have it done before the new year. Was there a big event on the 29th? Was there a big event on the 30th? Yeah, the new year. But it had nothing to do with business. It was a business book, but it was a personal goal. I said I want it to be done for the new year. Launched it December 28th. Always hit my goals. So if you have a goal, it doesn't, yeah, there's more optimal times, but here's the answer. The optimal time is now. Comment time. Optimal. If my smiley face works. There we go. Much better. So they says to me, well, since it's a self-help book, I heard that April and May is the best time. It could be. The best time for my class and my students is 8 weeks from the day they get started. We always launch in the 8th week. And my classes don't just happen to be on Tuesday for, coincidence. Not really. It's all by design. 8 weeks. I take them through from start to finish, develop a training program, develop a book, and launch date is 8 weeks from, what day is that, Monday? It would be 8 weeks from tomorrow, which would be 21st. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. January 9th. January 9th. That could be a book launch date for you. Book and training launch. That's what I would tell someone actually asking me. It's always the best time. Just like with email. What's the best day to send an email? You're going to wait till next. What if I said the best day to send an email is Monday morning? Would you wait a full week for business just to get 7:15 time slot Monday morning? Probably not. Probably not. I would say do it tomorrow. And then you can get on the track next week, but you will absolutely get to help some people this week. So you don't want to wait. So August, September, October, I was scared of doing this. And then finally she says, a webinar is nothing more than having a conversation like you do with people. You love people. This should be easy for you. All you're doing is through the computer instead of in person. What? I go, wow, that's fantastic. And then I was all excited, but then I was frankly a little not happy, shall we say. Because I had this revelation today, Tuesday. And Thanksgiving was coming up. So I go, you know what? I'm going to do a webinar. I'm going to help more people. I'm going to do a training, help them grow their company, get more clients, make more money. But it's Thanksgiving. I'm not going to do it on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to do something on a holiday. The day before, what's the excuse? Oh, well, everyone's going to be out of the mindset. What about Tuesday? Oh, everyone's winding down. Monday, no one really is focusing on business this week. Black Friday, you'd have to be stupid on Black Friday. Then it's the weekend. Then it's the next week. And now you've already lost. So, I thought about it. And I remember waking up 2 days from now, Wednesday, and going, you know what? Screw it. I didn't reply to an email. I didn't check any messages. Focus. And there's a tip in that too. When you wake up, don't just jump into stuff right away, but that's a whole other training I've done. I woke up and I jumped right into this panel. I jumped into here, GoToWebinar, and I created, I've never used it before. I go, I'm going to figure it out. And I made the webinar for 2 days later, Black Friday. Didn't have time to email, didn't run ads, didn't do anything big, but I took action. And I'll never forget that because I have done probably a couple hundred now. Thousands of videos, I can say. 2,310. Roughly. But I took fast action, the same thing I tell my class. Tony Robbins says it. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. And that Black Friday, from Wednesday, took about 2 hours to figure it out. Started promoting it probably around 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Didn't do a big push on Thanksgiving, but Wednesday I was very aggressive. And then I programmed some stuff. And then certain people actually were checking on Thanksgiving. Guess they were bored and saw the comments from the before. And then on Friday, I did it. There's 12 people there. And I felt like $1 million because I had done all of this in 48 hours with a national holiday, a real national holiday, not like Cheesecake Day or something, even though that sounds really good. So I decided I'm going to do another one this Friday. And I'm excited about it because there is a difference. The difference is this, the intimacy. Right now, this is live. And as I was saying earlier, share, comment, say whatever you want. It's a safe place. But subconsciously, it's live. It's going to be on replay, accessible for everyone. The cool thing with the webinar is you have to sign up for it. So we can dive in deeper with what we're talking about to help you grow your business, acquire new clients, and make more money. So I decided about it because for the longest time I was thinking there's really not much of a difference because truthfully I don't go on camera. And it's a little bit different, but the thing I see it as this. I get to help you. We don't need to meet at a coffee shop. We don't need to have a Skype call with 15 people and deal with all the tech and all of that. We can talk one-on-one. So if you would like to chat more in detail about acquiring more clients and making more money this Friday at 3. I'm inviting you. Comment below. And I'll be honest, it's not made. I was going to make it and then drop a link in here, but I want to make sure it's working. So I'm not going to be like, okay, if you want the special mystery link, comment below. And that's the reason I'm doing it. The reason is it's not there yet. But now I'm thinking, should I put it in the link because this is also going to be on replay? Here's the deal. Let's do both. If you're here live right now, comment below. I'll make sure you get the link. If you're hearing this after it's live, there will be a link. I'll drop it in here. But I want to help you. It's why I'm doing this. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm still alive. I'm still here, and I'm supposed to help you. I believe that's my calling. So that's what we're going to do. Friday, our 3-year anniversary, Screw Everyone's Unambitious Mindset. Ooh, that should be the title. Screw Everyone's Unambitious Mindset. We're going to have a party Black Friday for free. I'm going to help you. That way you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and when everyone gets back to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can tear it up. Because I want you to go into 2018 strong and finish 2017 on a high note. So, comment below. We're going to do the 60-second shot clock. If you want the link now, comment below. It's going to be invite only. I'm only... if you're hearing this, you're invited. And I have to approve people, and you have to sign up for it. It will not be public. It will not be live like this. It'll be live for us, but it won't be live for the rest of the world. They can go stand in line and wait for crap. So I will put the sheet up here if I have someone asking about that. If you want the checklist for your business, it is complimentary ebook download, expertauthorityreport.com, and put in your questions now. 60-second shot clock. Good. And I'm going to add this in. Hide that. Ambitious only this Friday at 3. Yay! It worked. Thank God for tech. All right. We are good. We are good. I'm going to have some water. Now, what in the world? What's that look like? Here we go. I'm going to have some water. You leave your comment below. It's been about 45 seconds. It's actually been 1 minute and 10, but we're in my world. And I like to have fun, so. Last question. Speak now, forever hold your peace. I like to say that too with freak people out with issues of doing stuff with more than one person. All right. Ambitious only this Friday at 3 p.m. private webinar. Comment below to be added to the short list. There we go. Questions. As always, it's a pleasure sharing with you. Leave your comments below, whether you're seeing this now or after. And if it's something private, feel free to shoot me a message. I don't check it every 5 seconds, but I will get back with you when I do. Have a great night, and God bless.